I've always believed that we each have a story inside of us. I always kept a journal as I was growing up. I think my favorite was this little purple journal, had jelly beans on it and a lock, pink pages inside. And I would write my own story every night.
Lara, you want to tell us about your doll collection on the shelf there?
Take it out of my room.
I'm sure it was, which boy I thought was cute or what my friends and I did that day and, what my parents did to annoy me or, something. But I was writing my story as a young girl.
Did you go to the end, Lara?
Do you have a flashlight?
In the car.
I want a flashlight.
You see anything?
I'm not going in there. I'm not either.
Your stories are what you leave behind and passed down by generations. They're also what defines us. My husband and I had both found careers that we loved. We were healthy. We were always able to feed the side of us that loved to be active.
This is what we're seeing.
We're at the top of the world.
I had saw the way life was going to unfold for us. I had written our story of how I expected our life to go.
Oh, yeah.
Our life was just amazing. But certainly I did not see this chapter coming. Growing up on this beautiful lake, I spent a lot of time sailing and swimming and in the water. But we had a chemical company on our lake that has since been recognized as being some of the top polluters in the world. And they were dumping toxic chemicals into the lake. But we didn't know. All of that was kind of hidden from all the residents here. There had already been several young people that I knew in our small town that had been diagnosed with cancer. So you can kind of connect the dots. I was 7 months pregnant with our second child, and I had had some discomfort in my left breast. I had a biopsy done, and a couple days later, I was sitting in a hair salon with my 2-year-old on my lap, getting his blonde curls trimmed, and my phone rang. I didn't recognize the number, so I answered it. And on the other line was the surgeon, and he told me, "You have breast cancer." I said, I'm gonna need to go. And I just picked him up off my lap and I went in the bathroom of the salon. And I just remember just crumpling to the floor. And he took his 2 pudgy little hands and he put them on my cheeks and he said, "Mama, you have a boo-boo?" I just felt the world was just spinning. I had a lumpectomy right away because they felt like they wanted to get the cancer out, but it was not successful because they could not get clear margins. And so I started chemotherapy. I got this drug called adriamycin cytoxin, and it's so toxic, the nurses apply it with plastic gloves and they have to push it really slowly. Everything was important to me to have this pregnancy be as healthy as possible for our child, and here I am just pumping toxic chemicals directly into my veins. I was so scared as a young mom, what this was going to mean for him. Put him through all of that treatment, how was he going to be healthy? Bennett and I had 4 rounds of chemo together. but he was born healthy and, really such a gift in the midst of all of the scariness of facing cancer and the unknown that laid before us. We took this beautiful picture the day he was born, just nose to nose. We take that picture every year on his birthday. When you go through cancer treatment, if you are, have a treatment that causes you to lose your hair, you not only lose your hair, you also often lose your eyebrows and your eyelashes. It's really hard to feel like yourself. Shortly after I was diagnosed, a friend of a friend sent me a box of scarves and a note that said, "You can do this." I had never met Kelly, but I had this immediate connection to someone else who had faced cancer. Each time I wore Kelly's scarves, I felt this extra courage and strength and love. I think the fact that they had come from somebody else, that someone had taken the time to write me these words of encouragement and pass the scarves on to me just made them so special. They helped me feel a little more confident and beautiful. When I finished treatment and my hair started growing back, I asked her if I could send them back to her. And she said, "Just find somebody else who could use them." I met a young woman named Roberta, and I gave her the scarves. These scarves, though just this piece of fabric, really carried Kelly's strength and my strength. I was so touched by the sense of connection, the sense of peace. I thought, I'm going to start a nonprofit organization, and we're going to call it Hope Scarves. I said, I'm going to collect scarves and stories from people who have had cancer, and then I'm going to help them pass them on to others in treatment. And then that person wears it, and when she's done, she can write her story, and then it'll go on to someone else with 2 stories. And then it'll go on and on like a really amazing chain letter. And we'll just have scarves circling the globe. I had no idea the power of turning heartbreak into hope. Things were going great for our organization. And, I beat cancer.
Have a good one, Lara.
We returned to the life that we loved. My cancer story was living this amazing life as a cancer survivor. And then the bottom dropped out. I developed some low back pain. The MRI revealed a fist-sized tumor in my sacrum. It was metastatic breast cancer, which means cancer had spread beyond my breast. The reality was metastatic breast cancer has a life expectancy of 2 to 3 years. I was never going to beat cancer. I had to redefine what hope meant for me. I had to redefine it as living life over cancer. I realized I can't change the fact that I have cancer. But I can control how I react and how I tell the story. I don't want the story to turn dark and sad and full of fear and anxiety and worry and stress and pain. That's where this story often goes for people. And, while my life certainly has those elements, I choose to live a great story.
Look at Mommy and Will.
I choose to celebrate the laughter and the love and the friendship and embrace every day, living intentionally in every moment. And when I'm with family and friends, I'm truly so deeply with them. And when I hug friends, I hold on for just 1 or 2 seconds longer. I just love, being together and doing things that bring us joy, making memories. I want to write my own story. I'm not letting cancer write my story.